At Hacienda, consent is always required. So first and foremost, this is the number one most important rule, is that verbal consent is required for all physical touch. And we extend that to even casual, flirty touches like hugs or shoulder touches. Just ask first. Have a conversation with somebody before you start playing. You can talk about your limits, your desires, your boundaries, and your sexual health. This makes sure that you are both aligned. Make sure that your partner is in a position to give consent. If somebody is overly intoxicated or even seems upset about something, that's not the time to be making decisions about consent, and you should wait until later. If somebody says no, don't pressure them to change their mind, and don't repeatedly ask. You can say something nice like, if you change your mind, I'll be right over there. Come and find me. Finally, consent can be withdrawn at any time. You can always stop and say no. Even if it's something that you agreed to do previously, you can always change your mind. And make sure if you hear that from your partner, you accept it gracefully. Different play parties and organizations have different cultures. Here at Hacienda, we have an opt-in culture, which means that nobody is expected to play just because you're at a party. Let's talk about voyeuring for a minute. Many people come to a party to watch and to be watched. We require that you do that respectfully. What that means is not watching from a few feet away, but rather you need to be across the room. So on our first floor, the bedrooms are on the smaller side, and we have large beds taking up most of the room. You can come through and have a look for a minute or two, but after that, after a couple minutes, you should move along. Downstairs is a much larger space, so you can have an opportunity to watch, but you can do it from across the room so that people don't feel or know that you're watching them. Sometimes that can take people out of the moment, so that's why we ask that you watch from across the room. Also, please don't interrupt somebody's play or scene by touching or talking to them. It can take them out of their lovely little bubble moment, and we want to respect that. Okay, let's quickly talk about some house rules. Phones are not allowed at the party. No phones and no photos. You may bring your phones with you, and you can use them in the front hallway by check-in, but you may not have your phone out anywhere at the party, and you may not be taking pictures. If we have to ask you more than once, you might be asked to leave. We have separate areas for play and socializing. Penetration is only allowed in areas where there are mattresses with sex supply carts nearby. Otherwise, everywhere else is for flirting and socializing. Alcohol and cannabis are permitted within reason, but we don't allow other drugs or over-intoxication because that makes it difficult for proper consent. So if we notice that you or somebody is over-intoxicated, you may be cut off at the bar or asked to leave the party. If serious issues arise or repeated problems, you might be served with a temporary or even permanent ban from Hacienda parties. Every Hacienda play party has guardians. These are trusted and trained members of our community, and you can find them because they're wearing light-up armbands. They are stationed around the party and always found in the downstairs play space. They are here to make sure that consent and guidelines and policies are being enforced and followed, and that everybody feels safe and comfortable. So if you have any issues with any other guests or consent, or you see something at the party that needs addressing, or even if you need somebody to talk to, they are your person. Check in with them. They're really lovely. They're here to take care of you and make sure that you're having a great time. So hopefully this was an informative little video to give you some idea about our culture and our community. We really care about creating spaces that are exciting and sexy and as safe as possible. So thank you so much for your attention. Please answer the few quiz questions, and I look forward to welcoming you at a party soon.